Before we start our lessons, I want to show you some of the tools and techniques that will be very useful for you. Right now, I have two kinds of beads in front of me. It might be difficult to tell the differences between these beads, but they are actually very different. Both of them are 8mm round beads, but these are Swarovski crystal beads and these are Czech fire polished beads. The key differences is that all Swarovski crystals are made by Swarovski in the same factory. That means you will get the exact same color and quality every time. On the other hand, Czech fire polished beads are made by several different manufacturers. Each manufacturer has their own coloring processes, so each lot of the beads will have slight color variations. This means that you are not guaranteed to get exact same shade of olive color when you order olive color Czech fire polished beads. So please remember that if you get Swarovski crystals, you can expect that the beads will be the exact same color each time. Also, you hear the word crystal all the time, but you may not know exactly what it is. So let me talk about that. Crystal is clear glass which contains oxidized lead. Oxidized lead is added to make the glass more clear. Not only clearness, but also the glass sparkles becomes heavier, making it closer to natural crystal. Typically, man-made crystal contains about 24 to 25% oxidized lead. But Swarovski crystals contains much more than that. Each Swarovski crystal bead contains about 32% oxidized lead. They don't go beyond 32% since the level is near to the limit to make crystals in various shapes. This is why when you compare Swarovski crystal beads to Czech fire polished beads, Swarovski crystals sparkles more brighter and feel as solid as natural crystals. There really is a big difference between the two. What you are looking at now is what's called Swarovski 5000 series. You can see they have a round shape. On this training video, we won't be using this shape of beads, but you will be using these beads often when you make your jewelry, so please remember this size and shape. They are called seed beads. As you can see, these seed beads are very small and have a round shape. There is also a larger version of the seed beads, which is you can see here next to the smaller version. The smaller seed beads are called size 11 and larger ones are called size 8. Whether you use the large seed beads or the small ones depend on the size of the jewelry you are creating and also the size of the Swarovski beads you are using. However, these size 8 seed beads are the ones you will use more frequently. For seed beads, there are two primary types, Czech seed beads and Japanese seed beads. The type that I'm using in these lessons will be the Japanese seed beads. The disadvantage of Czech seed beads is that they can sometimes have inconsistencies in the size, and this can cause difficulties sometimes when you are weaving the beads together. On the other hand, Japanese seed beads are very consistent. the hole tended to be the same size, so even when you weave many times through the same hole, you can pass the nylon string through without any problem. So I prefer to use them when I make jewelry. Next, I will go over the tools we will be using in these lessons. First, here is a tool I used just a second ago to cut the nylon string. This is called a flash cutter. You use this in the same way you use scissors. These are very sharp, so you can use them to cut both thin wire and the nylon string. For creating jewelry, having this tool in your toolkit is very, very useful. When you use the flash cutter, make sure that you do not attempt to cut thick wire. The blades of the flash cutter are very precise and can easily be damaged, so make sure only use them to cut the nylon, string, and thin wire. Next is this tool. These are called round nose pliers. As you can see, the tips of the round nose pliers are, as the name says, round. When you create the pinwork jewelry, I highly recommend choosing the fine tipped round nose pliers. Also, you want to test the strength of the spring inside. You will find that there are pliers that don't have a spring, but I highly recommend getting a pair that uses a spring. And finally, there's one other tool that is very useful, and that is this one. They are called chain nose pliers. It looks similar to the round nose pliers we saw a second ago, but if you look closely, you can see on this part right here that is completely flat, not round. You can use the chain nose pliers for pinching crimp beads, also for jump ring. When you open and close them, you can take your chain nose pliers and your round nose pliers together and use them together like this. So keep these 3 tools at hand when you are making your jewelry. They are very useful and will help you tremendously.